Maupo tayo lahat. Gandang umaga po. Mr. Sang Soo Kim, His Excellency Yi Min Lee, Ambassador of the Republic of Korea, Philippines, Secretary Renal Mendras, Governor Gwen Garcia, my mentor in Congress, Boss Ed Gullas, Mayor Valdemar Chong of Naga City, Mayor Mike Rama of Cebu City, Vice Governor Agnes Magpale, Mr. Bokyu Lee, Mr. Dennis Villarreal, Mr. Ki Sun Han, Mr. Gil Guli, honored guests, fellow workers in government, mga minamahal kong kababayan, ladies and gentlemen, maayong buntag kaninyong tanan. Bago ako mag-umpisa, meron lang ako tatanong kay Governor Gwen sana kung pwede ho. Gov Gwen, mahimo ban mangutana nga naman sa kada bisita mako dinhi sa Cebu, mas daghang gwapa apil si Governor Gwen. Kaya pag inimbita ako sa Cebu, hindi ko mahirap talaga maimbita dito. Pati yung bisita natin si Miss Grace Lee, ala ko tuloy Pinay. Hindi nga pala, Korean. Pero pati yung Korean na dumarating, talagang gwapa lahat. Kailangan yata ang buhay niyong Malacanang Sugbo. Baka dito na rin ho tayo magkatuluyan. Pero wawala ho tayo sa usapan. Mayong buntag sa inyo tanan. Mali pa yung kung nakabalik ko usab diri sa Sugbo. The Korean Electric Power Company has long been a strong partner of the Philippine government. To date, they have already provided and continue to provide around 11% of our country's generation capacity. And I assume that with the lever I pulled just moments ago, that percentage will continue to rise in the coming months. I am glad to be here with you today in taking another step towards improving our partnership. On behalf of the Filipino people, I extend my gratitude to KEPCO for their continued confidence in us, in our administration, and more importantly, in the capabilities and talents of the Filipino people. Kamsahamnida. This power plant we are inaugurating today will make certain that the energy needs of our citizens in this part of the country are met. In Cebu, for example, where the economy's continued growth is so evident, this power plant will help keep up with increasing demand. As more people around the world buy Cebu-made furniture and as more and more of them come to join the Sinulog festivities or to eat the unparalleled Cebu lechon, production capacities for your businesses will have to increase. And available accommodations for visitors will have to increase as well. And none of this is possible if you do not have enough electricity. There was a time when the businesses and the people in this region were not even sure whether they would have electricity the whole day. This crippled the operation of businesses, not to mention the day-to-day lives of the citizens. The frequent downtime in some of the region's major power plants became stumbling blocks that the economies along the Visayas grid had to keep hurdling. But that time is over, in large part because of the establishment of the wholesale electricity spot market in Visayas, which began its commercial operations in December of last year. The commencement of the WESM-Visayas operations paved the way for the timely commissioning of new power plants as investors are now provided with opportunities to sell power at reasonable profits. More importantly, it has played a significant role in stabilizing electricity supply and has eliminated the manual load dropping of customers. We now have 180 market players in the integrated Luzon and Visayas market. And the selling price in the WESM for both Luzon and Visayas reached a low 3.8 pesos per kilowatt hour in April of this year, as opposed to the National Power Corporation regulated price of 467 pesos per kilowatt hour. This measure has likewise increased investor interest in the region, and perhaps this is proven even further by today's inauguration. It has been brought to my attention as well that now the full operation of power plants in Visayas is more than enough to meet the peak demand of the region in 2011, while also meeting the required reserve margins. Now, Visayas can even afford to share excess power generating capacity to Luzon, which speaks volumes again of the progress we have all made. We have made progress in similar matters that concern the energy sector too. Just last week, we launched the National Renewable Energy Program, which aims to increase our energy production without harming our environment. The plan is to significantly increase our renewable energy-based production. While the project may take years to materialize, the NREP certainly points us in the right direction, towards a future where we can give electricity to all of our people without having to sacrifice our environment. I would also like to note that while the power plant we are inaugurating today does not necessarily produce renewable energy, it does comply with the Clean Air Act and is very friendly to the environment, and is thus looking towards the same direction as we are with the NREP. I commend KEPCO for taking into consideration the effects beneficial to the environment in doing their business. As I mentioned earlier, just a few moments ago, I lit up the map of the entire Visayas region with just one pull of a lever. And it was an important symbol of how this power plant will provide energy to the entire Visayas grid. But we have to remember is that was the easy part. It is easy to be optimistic in inaugurations such as this. The more difficult part is what comes after. After a while, we find that it takes more than one pull of a lever, more than one successful inauguration to generate the energy our country needs to continue its growth. And the people who work in the KEPCO Cebu power plant must be ready to work overtime to put in the effort it takes to ensure the success of the company and to make certain that the Filipino people receive the service they deserve. Likewise, each and every Filipino would do well to adopt this attitude. Many of us believe that our country must change for the better, but some of us do not realize that to achieve this change, we must put in the necessary work. We must earn it if we want to give light to even the farthest barrios in the most far-flung provinces. Then all of us must continue to translate optimism into action. The inauguration of this power plant may just be one significant step in reaching our shared aspirations as a country, but it is symbolic of both the progress we have made and what more the future has in store for us if we choose to continue fulfilling our individual roles in our collective responsibilities. May this power plant serve as a reminder to us then that more than the energy we need to run our businesses, it remains necessary for us to tap into our own inherent energy and creativity, to continue fighting the good fight, and to tirelessly pursue a brighter Philippines as one Filipino people. And before I end, may I just share with you certain very nice facts that really brought a smile to my face. Cebu Airport reports that there has been an increase of passenger arrivals comparing January to April of 2010 versus January to April of 2011. An increase of 20% has already occurred. In Cebu, the growth for electricity demand is at approximately 7%, which is almost double the national average of 4%. There are ongoing studies that will make the nautical highway even more efficient. They will practically cut by a third the travel time it will take for travel from Luzon to Mindanao once it is accomplished. And of course, Cebu will be at the linchpin of this nautical highway, which will traverse the inner portion of the country as opposed to the current outside perimeter that has to be traveled. The bottom line is, things have really improved in our country. We don't even have to rely on our own statistics. There have been the three major credit rating agencies have given us a total of 4 upgrades as to our credit worthiness. We are not yet investment grade, but the improvements really have been significant, enough to warrant at least 23 billion pesos less in interest payments of our national debt, which is exactly the money we needed for the conditional cash transfer program. And this all happened because we rely on our people, and may we enjoin our people therefore. The battle is not yet over. The war to alleviate the poverty on our people is really now turning in its face, and we are headed towards victory. With your continued support, we will get there sooner rather than later. Thank you. Maayong buntag sa pagkakas.
Thank you very much.